2005 Suburban LT in Ellenwood. Looks really nice for Ellenwood. Like, I don't want to shit on this car because I like it. I really do. But, I mean, you know, we're not talking about a mint vehicle here, you know? We're just not. I mean, I love it, but we're not talking about 8,500 bucks. We're not. And then you're gonna do the whole thing where you tell me it's got 1994 Chevy S10 Blazer Tahoe, 6,500 bucks. So I will say this. I'm gonna say two things about this. I love all the spare bolts and clips and rivets in the ashtray. It's definitely not a sign that somebody's been tinkering and fucking around with this thing and breaking shit and losing shit. Is it dirty? I don't care. I don't know. Is it a flip? Who knows? Nobody cares. Don't ask too many questions. Does it run? Yes. Is it 1,800 bucks? Yes. Underside looks pretty dang decent. And look at all that paperwork. That paperwork alone is about worth $5,000. Short bed? Dodge short bed with a 318 just needs a fuel pump? Oh, somebody will want that. Chevy Nova SS, real deal X code. I want to click on this, but I feel like I'm just gonna get boomed in the face. 2000 C5 Corvette, Corvair Lakewood station wagon. They had all these, like, all the different body styles of the Corvair. For whatever reason, they couldn't just call it the Corvair van, the Corvair wagon, the Corvair coupe. Like, they all had these names that sounded like white flight subdivision development names. 98 F-150 V6, 2,900 bucks. Don't waste your time asking me to respond with a fucking email. Straight up F-bomb on Craigslist. You don't see a whole lot of F-bombs on Craigslist, believe it or not. And to be honest, I didn't even really know that they allowed. Like, I kind of thought maybe they would screen that out. Don't waste your time asking me to respond with a fucking email. Well, like, what do you want, man? Like, what do you want? Like, don't waste your time emailing. Like, you're trying to sell a thing. You know, like, I mean, if you don't want to be a salesman for a day, then trade your shit into the dealership and take less money for it. That's kind of how the social contract around this shit works. If you want to be a car salesman, you're going to have to deal with some bullshit. Good old 3-spoke rims. Not the greatest cultural advancement to come out of the 1990s. Recently replaced carpets, headliners, sun visors, NGK wires, aftermarket CD player with detachable face. Whose idea was that anyways? Whoever took the detachable face into Walmart with them? Like, oh no, someone's gonna like spend an hour breaking into my car for a $29 Kenwood. Like, even a bum realizes his time is not worth that. Got an OBD2 reader plugged into the dash in the picture. You gotta be smarter than that, man. You gotta use your brain. 1990. This I remember seeing several weeks ago, and I was bearish on this one. My cousin was a little bit more bullish, but I had a feeling that this would sit for. I've had a feeling that this guy thought a little bit too much of this. Perfect for an LS swap. That's a great statement. Very smooth on the highway. Cruise control works. Radio works. So does the turn signal switch. I love. That's amazing. How on GM vehicles, a used GM vehicle, you literally have to specify if the turn signal switch still works. The car will be amazing for somebody who can afford to take care of it. Yeah, but here's the thing though, is that anybody with the means to afford to keep a dying Trailblazer on life support has the means to just go out and get a better car that's not dying, and they're gonna do that. 17-inch BMW upgraded wheels with spacers, yeah. Needs to clean MAF to pass emissions. Don't have time to tinker with it. Also needs a valve cover gasket. Yeah, no. If it was as easy as cleaning a MAF, yeah, it needs a MAF cleaned. You know, there's quite a number of different things that people say on Craigslist that fall under the category of, yeah, no, if it was that easy, you would just do it. And it needs the MAF cleaned is like absolutely in that category. You're talking, this is one of the most solid Toyotas ever built. I'm going to go ahead and make that statement right now. This is one of the most solid Toyotas ever built. And you've got the paint sucks. But that's, I mean, you know,